In this session, we discuss a case about atypical mycobacteria. Let us first read the case. A young man was admitted in the medicine ward with a history of severe cough and fever for 15 days. Detailed history revealed that he was a lorry driver and was exposed to multiple sexual partners. His serum was positive for HIV antibodies. The red stain smear from early morning sputum sample was positive for acid-fast bacilli. Chest X-ray revealed diffuse haziness. Sputum culture on LJ medium showed growth within 3 days. The colonies were non-pigmented in presence or absence of light. Now from this case study, some important points which hint towards the pathogen. Let us pick up these points. The patient had fever and cough for 15 days. Then patient was HIV positive, and in acid-fast bacilli were detected, and on LJ medium growth occurred in just 3 days, means growth was very fast in just a few days. In the organism that growed, they were non-pigmented, whether in light or in dark, they were non-pigmented. So what is the most probable diagnosis? So observing the features, it seems to be a atypical mycobacteria, fast growing in just a few days, and non-pigmented. The non-pigmented atypical mycobacteria and in HIV positive patient. So one possibility is M. avium intercellulare complex. And M. avium intercellulare complex is a non-chromogen, means it is in the group 3 non-chromogen group. It is non-pigmented and it has been documented as causing infections in HIV positive patients. As such, the group 3 non-chromogens, it has M. avium intercellulare complex, M. xenopi and M. ulcerans. M. ulcerans causes skin infections and M. xenopi causes rarely respiratory infections. But M. avium intercellulare complex is a member of group 3 non-chromogens which causes infections in HIV patients commonly, and it causes disseminated disease in HIV patients. And in terminally ill patients with CD4 count less than 10 cells per mm cube, it is often seen. So our probable diagnosis is respiratory infection caused by M. avium intercellulare complex. The second question is, what are the predisposing factors in causation of disease due to atypical mycobacteria? Predisposing factors may at least 2 factors we can say. One is compromised pulmonary function like chronic bronchitis or COPD. The presence of compromised pulmonary function is one predisposing factor, and another predisposing factor is patient is HIV positive. So HIV positive patients with low CD4 count, they are also predisposed to this infection. Then third question is, how will you diagnose the condition in the laboratory? For atypical mycobacteria, microscopy is the initial investigation. In microscopy, acid-fast bacilli will be seen, and Zedin stain modified is used, right? 1% H2SO4 is used for atypical mycobacteria. And after microscopy, culture can be done on LJ medium, and in LJ medium culture will show growth in a few days. Like in the case they have shown that in 3 days there were colonies. So just in a few days you will get colonies on LJ medium. So microscopy and culture are the 2 main methods for diagnosis. Then fourth question is, what are the antibiotics used for treatment of the condition? So for M. avium intercellulare complex infection in HIV positive patients, clarithromycin or azithromycin combined with ethambutol and rifabutin for a long period of time are given. For chemoprophylaxis, clarithromycin or azithromycin in AIDS patients with low CD4 counts has reduced the incidence of this infection drastically. So for therapeutic, and prophylactic both purposes they use clarithromycin or azithromycin. With this we end the case discussion of atypical mycobacteria. In this case the pathogen was group 3 non-chromogene ka member M. avium intercellulare complex.